Good morning. It's Wednesday, December 13th. PPI numbers came in light. Wow, very light, which is great. I think I'm a little surprised we're not up more. Breaking PPI inflation comes in cool. Look at that. Month over month was in line. The core, though, 0.2% better than expected. Wow. And then the year over year, you can see those numbers also. The core 0.2% better than expected. 2% on PPI. Wow. Those are really good numbers. We have FOMC though at 2 p.m. I guess anything can happen. You never know what happens there. So there's some risk involved there. But I really like these numbers. You can see TLT taking a pop now, 95.19. If we didn't have FOMC, I would say just based on that, we're heading back to retest the highs on bonds. That's what I would think based on these numbers. You can see TLT getting a pop this morning. Let's see how ARK is doing. Our proxy for risk appetite up a little bit. Hard to say. Not a lot of volume there. And let's see how QQQ is doing here. QQQ, you can see that more clearly. Risk on this morning. All right. So that's why I moved my risk category up here. Whoa, where did my top picks go? Oh, there it is. Okay, I got to reorder things around a little bit. So macro followed by top picks. Whoa, what's going on here? Whoa. Sorry about this. Macro, top picks, risk. Okay. All right. So, all right, risk is going to be interesting today. Something like Carvana. Let's see if we can break out. But here are some stocks that can be on our focus list today. Microsoft gets a huge upgrade. I think it's at the high of the morning right now. Look at this. Microsoft, I believe it was Truist. Let's see, came in with a $600 price target. Let's say if I can find that. There we go. Microsoft gains as Truist starts with buy rating. Let me see if there's the same thing I saw. Yep. Analyst Joel Fishbein, who also put a three-year price target. Okay, missed that. Of $600 on the stock, said there's likely to keep benefiting from AI Azure Cloud. Okay, so $600 price target. Let's look at the chart. Look at this. I like this setup here because now we're poised to go over the 20 DMA. We are already this morning. 374.30. What did we close at yesterday? Right at the 20 DMA. Then you get a big upgrade. You get light PPI. This is a nice setup for Microsoft for a swing back towards its highs of 384. Let me just write that down here for myself. All right. So I do own Microsoft in my long-term account. I may add more to that today. Right at the open, we'll see. Maybe I'll think about doing an option trade. It's hard for me because I can't day trade right now. So we'll see here. Microsoft possible top pick for the day with a swing towards 384 on that major upgrade. Okay, Zscaler. Look at this beautiful cup breakout right here. Yesterday, this was on our show because of cybersecurity concerns and an upgrade. Then this morning, we get another upgrade. I'm liking how this is looking with multiple upgrades. This one was Rosenblatt. Rosenblatt goes from 225 to 245. All right. I forgot which analyst it was yesterday. But now this is 2 days in a row, and this price target is higher, I believe, than yesterday's. So we're up 1% in pre-market. We're in a little breakout here that looks gorgeous. 52-week highs. If you want a little more context, you got to go further back, like on a 5-year chart. Okay. I went over this chart yesterday with you, and I'm thinking our target's up there in this area of resistance. I'm pretty sure we did this exercise yesterday. So swing of about 220. See this area of resistance right there before the big explosion? 229 or so. All right, so 229 is what I have my eyes on. It's easier with the monthly candles, actually. You can see that much more clearly. What's the top of this? Right here, 210.66. Yeah, we are breaking out of this 210 area, and the next area is right around 230. So Zscaler, 230 swing target. All right. Microsoft, what did I say? I'm just getting this for myself. 384 all-time high swing target. All right. So those are two nice ones. INVZ, we've been riding this since the 220s thanks to Jan. Look at this. Let me see if I can get into, where's my daily? Come on. Okay. check this out. So previously we gave you a price target of 260, which was a 200-day moving average. But look what I overlooked. See this big, gigantic gap? Well, that's a 255. And then the other side of the gap is up there at 310. All right. So 310, I'm upgrading the price target on this to 310. Happens to be the 50-week moving average is at 295. So we can give it a range of 295 to 310. But I really like this gap filling idea here. And we got multiple pillars at play, right? We got multiple analysts coming out really bullish on this. We have risk on sentiment. All right. We have major short position here with 5 days to cover. All right. So a lot of things going in its favor. Now, nothing goes up in a straight line, but this one might. It already has because of the gap and because of the big short position. So 255 is going to be your support. That was a previous high right there. Okay, the top of this gap was 254. So 254 is your support level. 310 your target. 254 to 310. This is the third day in a row now. INVZ, top of our show. It's been doing great for 2 days in a row. Let's see if we can get it 3 days in a row. I'd have to say those are probably the top 3 picks. Now we're going to go over some catalysts on some of these other ones. Oh, wow. Plab has really picked it up after earnings this morning. Okay. So I think those are going to be the top 3. But AMD and AMAT, we've been giving you swing targets on this. AMD, I think, is going to be heading towards its highs of 164 as a swing. All right. It's been going straight up. Unbelievable. AMD. So nothing really changing there. Maybe buy the dips on AMD. AMAT also looks like it's heading towards its highs of 164 on Applied Materials. Whoa. What did I just do here? AMD. Wow. They're both at 164. Take a look at that. AMD and AMAT, 164 target, swing target on both of those. Okay. NVIDIA gave this to you on some catalysts, got some upgrades and some speculation of the government making a push that they should sell to China. But I just have a 20-week moving average target on this, 20-day moving average target on this, which is 479 roughly, a little under 479. All right. And you can see, I think money's coming out of NVIDIA and going into AMD and AMAT and Intel and some other ones. So maybe not going to be a top pick. All right. Carvana, I have up here as a play on risk with TLT and RK up this morning on the light PPI data. I'm actually going to move Carvana ahead of NVIDIA over here. So Carvana did not put in the day I wanted yesterday. So it's going to be a little challenging. Let's look at the levels here. Switch to, this is not, what's going on? I don't get this. This was not. Oh, I'm in NVIDIA. Like that does not look like the Carvana chart. Okay, there we go. Carvana. All right. I was trying to get a bullish engulfing candle yesterday, but we got a bearish engulfing candle yesterday. Missed it by like 20 or 30 cents. But I still think, I'm not a pure technical trader, right? So I'm not going to look at that and say I'm out. No, I'm looking at this risk on sentiment, market tailwinds, looking at the other risk assets, which have done better so far than Carvana, looking at big short positions. So I would say here, your stop should, if you're going to turn negative on this, should be this low right here, 36.53. So 36.53 on Carvana on the low side. All right, that'll be your support. And then I'm looking for this to break 42.12. And I've been saying for a while, let's make a swing move to the mid 50s. Okay. Let's see if we can make a swing move to the mid 50s. Now, come in and say, oh, we're going to suddenly raise rates or something like that. You never know. I don't know what these crazy people are going to do, but probably that won't happen given the data that's coming in. All right. So, Carvana, I think, is going to be, I'm going to move Carvana up actually. So we got Microsoft, Zscaler, INVZ, Carvana, AMD, and Applied Materials. Okay. Tesla had some news yesterday. I put in the chat, but there was a lot of news. There was a lot of things going on, right? They released this robot, which I thought was going to be really good for sentiment, and I think it is. all things being equal. However, all things are not equal. There was some other news out on Tesla yesterday. I put it out in the chat. So, right, here's the first one. Tesla bought Gen 2. Amazing that they were able to get this Generation 2 bought out in 9 months with significant improvements. And I think that's really bodes well for sentiment and for giving the stock a premium over its quote unquote fundamental value, right? What's this? What's that bot going to be worth to Tesla 10, 15, 20 years from now? All right. That's something institutions aren't willing to bet on, but I think retail is. In my opinion, you know, here I put it here. This alone can be worth $1 trillion in 10 to 15 years. All right. That's vision. That's sentiment. That's the retail premium you get when you get a character like Elon Musk. And retail thinks much longer term than institutions. Very funny, but that's true. And then anyway, but here's a problem. At the same time yesterday, they lost their 7,500 tax credit. That's expiring at the end of this month. That is for the Model 3 RWD and long range. All right. So if I didn't have that news, I'd probably be really excited about Tesla this morning on just the robot. But it's going to be hard for me to endorse that because we have mixed news and it's going to be harder to predict. All right. We have many factors, harder to predict when you have many factors at play, many variables at play. So that's Tesla. We'll keep it on watch there anyway. But actually, what are the key levels? 233.88, 50-day moving average. It touched it yesterday. If it goes below 233.88, you can head to 225 of the 200-day moving average on Tesla. Twilio got an upgrade. Plab had earnings. The Plab earnings, it was just a slight beat on revenue and EPS, and it wasn't even enough to me. Like I can't do it was basically in line. Like the EPS guidance was like a penny better than estimates. So I don't know. So this is not something I'm going to jump on. I love Plab. PE's like in the low 20s. So I do love Plab, but I don't think that ER report was enough to chase this up 7%. INVE had some news. Genie had some news. Neither of them, I don't think, were big news. Genie news is a little bit bigger if you want to look at that. Now, let's head on over to Celsius. So Celsius, I grabbed a little bit as we approach that 200-day moving average, 47.28. Let's head into this gap. Let's take a detailed look at this gap. All right, a few things I want to point out on Celsius this morning. The gap here, the high of the day on that day before earnings is 48.86. The close was 47.79. All right. So 47.79, and we already went below 48.86. So 47.79 and then 47.28. Those are your next two support levels. And I got to believe these are very strong support levels. That's why I started buying yesterday. Yes, I do think it'll touch the 200 DMA, but the 200 DMA is rising every day, right? So you never know. Maybe yesterday was the bottom. Maybe it's going to hit it today, whatever it is. So 47.28. But here's a couple things I want to show you as well. If you take a look at how this stock acts, where the big moves are, the big moves are always right after earnings or the run up into earnings. You can see that before this report here, right? Run up into earnings, big candle after earnings. Then had another secondary one shortly after earnings. All right, here's earnings pop, and then it kept on going after earnings as reaction to earnings. So the big moves, pretty much always earnings related. Here we go. Big move into earnings, big reaction after earnings. Okay. Now our next earnings reports is like in 3 months or so. Okay. March 1st, even a little more. No, January, February. Yeah, a little less than 3 months. Okay, I think it's March 1st. So in any case, I like the value. I like picking it up here, but I'm not expecting a big move to like the mid 60s anytime soon. Maybe as a run up into the next earnings report. Other thing I want to point out is this morning there's a very nice article on Celsius. You can take a look at it on Seeking Alpha. Let's see, here it is. Load up on the pullback just out like an hour ago. You know what? Let's see if I can put this into our app over here. Let's see if this will work on our little app. Very slow on this one here. So, all right, here we go. All right, it did work after a small delay. So Celsius, I'm having trouble. There we go. CE. No. CELH. There it is. Okay. So Celsius, nice little article on Celsius. And take a look at that. And I'll share this with our legacy community over here. All right, very good. So that's Celsius. All right, while we're here, let's just take a quick look at Spruce. I don't play that. That thing is so volatile. All right, SPRC. Don't see anything new. I got everything earlier this morning here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. So, all right, we got light PPI, but we got the wild card with the FOMC this evening. Please keep a track on TLT. If this thing breaks 96.08, like risk assets are going to explode. You're going to see Carvana and every other crap company just go up huge. Okay, so keep an eye on that TLT. In fact, today I'm going to actually end the show a little bit early here, probably in pre-market, because had a little tail off in viewership anyway, and there's somewhere my wife wants me to be for a kid who's got some program in school in 10 minutes, so I think I'm going to run over to that. But in any case, Microsoft, Zscaler, top two picks, INVZ continuation, Carvana, very, very intriguing with the light PPI numbers. We got to break that key level at 42.12 to really see this thing explode. All right. And I think we're going to leave it there. All right. So my game plan is to maybe increase my Microsoft position a little bit, maybe try to get a call option on Microsoft or Zscaler or something like that. Although it's a little bit tough since I can't day trade. I got to be willing to hold overnight. I don't know if I want to do that with FOMC this afternoon. But in any case, these are your top picks: Microsoft, Zscaler, INVZ, Carvana, and then AMD and AMAT. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 6 of them instead of 5, but really it's kind of 4. AMD and AMAT, that's like swing. It's not necessarily for today. No catalyst today. These are just continuation swings. Continuation swings on AMD and AMAT, but then acutely for today, we have the catalyst on Microsoft and Zscaler. INVZ, it's just more, we broke that 254 and the catalyst recently. And Carvana, a little bit of hope, right? A little bit of hope that with this light PPI, we're finally going to see Carvana break that resistance level at around $42 and make a swing move towards 55. That's your thesis today. Those are your top picks. And make sure to drop some comments in the chat room if you have any questions, comments added, commentary, any other ideas we missed. Jan gave us a great idea, INVZ. It ended up being top of our show all week long. So your community contribution definitely helps if you have any ideas. All right. With that, we're going to end the show a little bit early, and I'll watch the price action and I'll alert you of any key support levels, resistance levels, relative strength in the market price action between 9:30 and 10:30 a.m. And we'll modify our list by late morning if we need to. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We'll see you live tomorrow morning. Take care.